Hey there, Bradley J again. Today we're going to be covering the Notes Hub, and this hub is basically why Notion was created in the first place. Notion considers itself a note management tool, but we all know Notion is much more complex and powerful than just basic note taking. Regardless of the fact, we're still going to have a complete specific area for notes, and that way we're able to add those notes to every other activity that we do inside of Notion. So just to recap, I did mention that Notion started off as a note-taking system. It's quickly developed into something that allows us to use databases to link to other areas inside our system. So by building a notes database, by building a task database, by building a projects database, and separating them into the specific areas or specific sections inside your hub, you're able to add notes from anywhere. No matter where you are, there is a quick capture button for notes. And when you add this new note to your area, you're able to link it to the tasks, project, area, or resource in order for it to be called upon later. Again, it's Mary Poppins style. Notion is wonderful because wherever you are, you're able to reference anything else inside your workspace. And if you use a clear hierarchy, you're able to reference those notes, resources, or tasks in a very clear and easy to use way, where you waste no time. So this is a basic note. We'll come back to this in a second. But just to give you a definition of what a note is. I consider a note in Notion a recorded piece of information, web clip, or documentation that can contain any of Notion capabilities for later use. Remember, Notion is a blank page where you can bundle on whatever features you want based on slash commands. All of these are available for us to use, and a note is a blank page that allows you to do all of that. So if you have a need for just text, create a text note. And don't add anything fun to it. But if you need to create a note with sub-lists, you can do that. You can create a note as in-depth as you want, where essentially you could build a whole template inside a note and have it be massive. I wouldn't really suggest that because if you're creating a huge, massive page, you kind of want that outside of a database so you can drag and drop it and it's not cluttered up by properties as we see in the Life Hub over here. We're not cluttered up by anything because I'm not going to put this inside a database. It would really just make the function of that page not very clean. But based on having them in their individual databases, anywhere I am, I can call to it and get anything I want done within as little time as possible. So, they are the fundamental unit of captured information and are held in resources or areas. You can also relate them to topics down here, but in order to get them out of your system, they have to be related to something. And I'll show you that in the processing section shortly. But once created, a note can be related to any task, project, or goal to help accomplish it. I've already mentioned that. The included notes template, which was pulled up earlier, is a standard template that has a toggled view to show all linked notes or tasks. So let's show you just what was created. This basic note section right here. Anytime I click this note button, it's going to be identical, or if I add the notes from our last one regarding disc golf, I'd be able to see it over here because it's linked to this note. If I add this note to the pet the dog tasks, definitely don't need to do this pet up and down. I already know that. So that's my note on how to do that. If I relate it to that task, looks like it's a little messed up, but if you relate it to pet that, oh there it is, it's under the completed task because I've already pet Josie. Come on now, she's already petted. But that is the basic note where you're able to again add any details, turn those into headers, turn that into 2. Maybe I want to turn this into a toggle to say please check this off, done, or maybe I want to turn this into a bullet as we saw from the beginning. You can turn anything into another block inside Notion. So it's a blank page to do as you please. Even create tables into it. Get as fancy as you want, and I'm done with this page, so I checked it off. in order to get it out of the notes processing, because the idea, again, is you want to get something to where it's going to be stored. You don't want to keep your desk messy. You want to put this stuff away until you need to use it. Same thing with a digital system. You don't want everything cluttering up your view. You want to call it when it's convenient. So the pet up and down, that is a reference. It's an actionable. So I'm going to add it the actionable category. And this is going to be under the topic of, oh, it's definitely productivity. If you're not petting your dog, you're not productive whatsoever. Pet the dog, that's going to be under the life admin area. Actually, it's going to be under the life admin resource because I'm probably going to pet the dog a lot. So I'm going to reference this a lot. So as you saw when I attached it to the specific resource, it went away. And one benefit that I've built into Notion, into the Life Hub, is there is a quick last edited view in every single page you go to. So if I wanted to return to that All Notes page, and I just have no idea where it was, I don't want to have to go look for it, I can go to literally any view here and see that the last edited note is right here. Ooh, and I actually didn't want it to be on Life Notes resource. I'm going to put it over to the competitions because we're in a dog petting competition. I'm going to win that one, guys. Don't you have no doubt about that. But once you come over to the processing section again, you'll see that it's not there, but it is in the all edited view. Same thing, one more example. Since the disc golf is already attached to the resource, I need to I need to decide whether it's a reflection note, a reference note, an actionable note, or if you used a web clip, the web clip app, it automatically comes in as a web clip, so that will be filled out for you. So in order to process this completely, you'll notice that a topic isn't required. You sure can add a topic to help organize right away, and I always suggest it because you're already doing it, might as well batch your activities. But the idea is, in order to get it out of here, you need to assign it to either a project or an area and a note type. So if you're working on this and you want to assign the topic in real time, go ahead and do that first. These are all going to be workouts. Oops. I'm going to drag it down, similar to how Excel does, and that way it fills in all the topics. Now I can't really do that here because every time I assign a note type, it is going to go away, but by doing it in one section, it's a little bit more precise and purposeful. So these are all going to be, those are sets. I'm going to reference that. Courses are referenced. And scoring guide, of course, are references as well. For the Notion organization tips, you'll see that it's not attached to any process, or any area or resource. It's not attached to any project, but it already does have a topic associated with it. So if I come in here and add a reference, it's going to stay. If I add this to my work area, it goes away. If I add it to my work quick task, it goes away. So either the project or the area and resource needs to be filled out with a note type. We good with that one? All right. And processing is separated into multiple sections where you have notes and web clip. So it's basically every note that comes into you. It is the base level of organization for notes. In here there are tips on how to use it. Assign the note type and topic before processing completely to accomplish 2 levels of processing at the same time. Basically what I just talked about. If you want to see specifically notes, come to the notes intake and it's only notes that haven't been processed. Similarly, web clip intake, it's only web clips that haven't been processed. And if you want to go over to topic processing, you can, again, it needs to be assigned an area and a resource. I'm going to remove this topic for now, put that onto Life Admin, and you'll see that it sticks around. In order to remove it from this section, you have to assign it to the topic that it's related to, and it goes away from topic processing. If you're doing this on the back end, there is a way to batch your activities and sort a whole bunch of notes all at once using the topic board. Whatever topics you have, you can add any new topics here, and there would be over here if there was no notes, or if notes didn't have topic, I'll show you how it looks. under the topic board, you'll see that this has no topic. If I wanted to add it to the Notion topic though, all I have to do is drag and drop and it goes away. That way it's processed and I keep on moving. So if you imagine you have 100 notes here, this is the quickest way to get through 100 notes. Drag, 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 drag. Put it into the topic it's supposed to be and then figure out what area it's supposed to be in. Same thing with type processing. You'll have a whole bunch of them here, and I'll show you another example. Get rid of this reference. Again, no note type. If I want to add it to actionables, it's organization tips. It's probably reference. We'll go to reference. You'll see that it goes away. And if you had 100, that'd be pretty quick to get them all out of there. And full processing is the deepest level of processing. If you have a day where you need to add it to a note type, a topic, and or an area or resource, you can come to full processing to make sure that every last little thing is organized inside your system. On the right side, it has a quick return for last touch notes if you don't want to use the last edited page built into every view. And as you can see, it has the standard views built into my organization system everywhere. You have your priority on top, you have your processing or status view, you have your time-based view. Not too many time-based views in notes. You could do a review page if you wanted to build this out a little bit deeper for yourself, and then you could create like a review calendar as well. That would be pretty cool. I just don't see the reason for it, since when I review these, it's based on a project or it's based on an area, and I'm able to go back to it and call it when I want, rather than have it remind me to pop up. But certainly could be a useful thing. I just use tasks if I need to reference a note. I would be able to link that note to that task and say review this note on this day. Keeps it a lot cleaner and keeps your notes and tasks tasks. Next up, you have the category based on where the note is, whether it's in a project, whether it's in a resource, whether it's in an area, whether it's archived, whether it's a web clip, or just all your notes. You'll see it based on projects, areas, resources. And then finally, the standalone templates. If you want to go to the topics tracker, it does look a little bit different. So you'll see that the Notion note, or the Notion topic has one note. Productivity has one note. Workout and stretch has 4 notes. If we come into this topic, you'll see that all the notes are here based on where they are. Which one's not showing? Notion organization tips. Why are you not showing up? Let's figure this out together. So you are a reference under life admin, so interesting. I think it's because I created that page from a different area and it's not going to show up properly, but let me create another one. I can just duplicate it and then delete the first one to get it to show. Please. Nope, it didn't show. So if we add that new one, does it show? Okay, so we can just go ahead and delete that one that's not showing. Go into it. There we go. I just had to re-add it, I guess. So now I have double notes. I'm going to delete this right here because it's not relevant. Go back to the notes page with me, and you'll see that the last edited is that organization page. So you can also create journals right into that. We're going to have a whole video on that here soon, but notes is basically just any stored piece of information. Use what you want, capture what you need, store it where you want. Love it. Hope this makes sense. And if you had any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. There is going to be a whole lot more information on this to come. So appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your day.